Okay. Okay. You can see me. Good morning, ladies, and congratulations for making it to your first workout here with me, Coach Adeline, taking you through today's Pilates Flow. It's going to be something different compared to what I usually do online and in-person training, but I hope you will still get the burn that you are after from this Pilates Flow. I'll make sure of that. So in today's session, before everyone else comes in and joins on the live feed, just letting you know that you don't necessarily have to do this workout on a Monday, a Wednesday, and a Friday. If you rather do the workout the following day, earlier in the morning, before work, before school preparations, you can definitely do that. So breaking up your 3 sessions would look like a Tuesday, a Thursday, and then a Saturday session. If you're coming here and joining me for a Saturday session, then that's awesome. You can actually do this one on a Sunday, the extra session on a Sunday as well. So that's just, putting it out there. If you find that working out earlier before work works better for you, then you can do that instead. All right. Let me see. We have 6 people. Yes. All right. It's working. This is good. This is good. Just running through the session, and while we're going to go through, I've got a stopwatch on. I've got my book as well right next to my computer so that I know what's coming. But basically, we start with a warm-up, all right? So on the mat, we're starting with a warm-up, seated position. Then we get into our first sequence. So a sequence will be a combination of different movements, and you will be hitting different parts of your body. So we'll start with a really great C-curve movement, which is activating and engaging the core. You get to wake up those muscles all around the trunk, keeping that rigidity through the entire hip bone, but making sure that your abs are on before the actual workout. Then we move into a supine position, lying on your back. It is going to be a hip bridge combination plus abs and core again. And then we move into your inner thighs. The adductors are going to be working really hard. We work the outside. Hit your obliques on the side of your body, a bit of anatomy here so that you know what I'm talking about when I talk about those muscles. Just letting you know, if you did, after this class, you find that bracing on your forearm worked better than bracing on your hands, let me know. I'll try my best to incorporate these little alternatives in through our entire workout. All right, without further ado, let's get this show on the road, shall we? I do not have any shoes for my Pilates classes. I'd rather go barefoot just so I can feel the 3 points of contact with my feet. But for my strength workouts, I like to wear a flat shoe. I usually use New Balance, or if you have any shoe that, curves up, which doesn't allow your toes to touch the floor, I would rather you wear your socks and keep your foot barefoot, okay? All right. The first part, we start with our warm-up. Let me just quickly switch on my stopwatch for this one. And yes, we have 3 minutes till we begin. Let me just chuck this timer up on the screen so I can see that. Okay, let me just check how many we have online. Ooh, we have 10. Lovely. Excited much? All right, ladies, if you do not mind, we will start on our mat. All right, costureless. This is a thinner mat. I like it because it's aesthetic with the background. I don't have any problems with my knees, but if you do find that bracing on your knees for a longer period of time really hurts the patella, go ahead and chuck a towel underneath your knees or anything that keeps it comfortable for you. We start team, facing the front, facing me. This is going to be lovely. Taking a nice deep breath in, you're going to bring your hands out to the front, palms facing the ceiling, drop your shoulders away from your ear, and just relax in that movement. You're going to bring your hand up over your head, deep breath in, and exhale, bringing it straight back down. Try to keep those shoulders nice and relaxed so you're not hurting your traps while you're doing these. Bringing the hands up and over the head, taking a nice deep breath in and exhale. All right, this is deep in. I think my timer to start this workout has started. So that is 9:30 on the dot. I like this. Okay, let's do this, team. Alrighty, let's continue with our breathing. Deep breath in on the way up. And exhale, bring in those shoulders away from your ears. And we're going to take another one. Take a nice deep breath in. And I want you during these breaths, all right, set yourself an intention for this workout. Whether it's you had a really rough start to your day, like I did with my kids all over the place, or you just want to feel good and feeling that confidence again, all right? This is your time. Forget about everything else and set this intention saying, this is my time. I'm going to feel freaking awesome at the end of this workout, and I guarantee you it's going to power you for the rest of the day. Our next one, I want you to bring your right hand behind that right bum, all right, your hip, and you're going to bring your left hand up, bend that elbow slightly, and you're going to feel, try to keep the sit bones in your bum, all right, on the floor as you're reaching up. Really feeling that stretch in the side of your body and looking to your right side. You're going to do this on the opposite side like this, bringing the hand up over the head and bend that elbow and try to avoid lifting that sit bone off the mat. Keep that sit bone here on the floor as you're twisting side to side. If you're pregnant, this is a really good one to feel that stretch all the way from the hip where baby is sitting right now up towards your chest, all right? Feeling that really good stretch. And again, deep breath in at the top and exhale out through the mouth to the side. Now you're going to slowly, if you can do this, on your next one, when you're moving, I want you to lift that hip up and then just extending the hips forward, all right? You don't necessarily have to come as high as I am. Only thing I need here is for you to thrust your hips up towards the ceiling, out to the front, all right? Thrusting that hip up, and you should feel a really nice stretch in your shoulders and the front of your chest. We're gonna go for one more like this on each side. Up and bringing it down. Alrighty, our next one, you're going to have your hands out in front of you. And you're going to take a deep breath in, drop those shoulders, keep that elegant long neck, bringing that arm, twisting to the back, swinging forward, and then opening up the other side. A bit of rotation here for the spine, just to warm up that vertebra in that mid-thoracic of your spine. Nice work. Deep breath in, exhale, pulling it back. Nice work. We're going to go 3 more like this on each side just to warm up that spine. But it's also a really great one for your chest. One more like this. And nice work. Interlock your finger or interlace your fingers here. Bring the hands up over the head and just feeling that really deep stretch. Thinking about pulling from the top of your head away from those hips and allowing the muscles in your arms to feel that really good stretch as well. Okay, now let's go, team. We are going to start with our first sequence here. And it is going to be, it's called a C curve, okay? So basically what you're doing is you're going to sit with your feet flat and your knees are bent. Your hands come underneath, all right behind those knees. And what you're trying to do here is you're trying to push the thoracic of your spine as far back as possible so you can properly engage the front of your body, all right? The trunk is going to stay nice and tight. You're pushing back as you're exhaling, all right? And then taking a nice deep breath in, bringing the chest upright. And again, in and exhale. I want you to push that spine, straighten your arms and sit in the back all the way back as far as possible. Taking a nice deep breath in. This is really good as well if you are pregnant. It allows the muscles in your thoracic to feel that really good stretch, and open your knees up if you need to make space for your baby. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Nice work, ladies. And do one more like this. All right. I'm going to make this a little bit harder. If you find that keeping your hands out forward, which is what we're going to do, is a little bit, harder for you and a little bit more challenging, keep your hands behind your knees like we were doing earlier. Now, bring those hands out to the front. Palms are facing each other. You're going to push that spine out. Try to lean back until you feel your core and the muscles in your front feeling that challenge, okay? Take a deep breath in and push back. Each time you push back, I want you to get a little bit lower with that back towards the mat. Breathing out. Breathing in. Nice work. We're going to go for 3 more like this. I want you to push back until you feel like you're unstable in that movement. and you're going to force your core to wake up. The last one like this. Now, the next move, we move our backs far back as possible into that C curve. We roll the left arm towards the side of the rib cage, bring it back to center, come back up into that seated position, okay? So deep breath in, push the spine out, roll the right hand in. We're going to alternate, row it back, and sit it up nice and tall. Let's break the movement up. And spine, and arm, and bring it back, and up. Whoo, I can feel the core working hard here. Twist as you bring that arm in and back. We're going to go for 2 more like this on each side. Nice work. Deep breath in. Here and up. Break those muscles up. So you're going core, back, core, back up into that position. Nice work. And the last one. Oh my goodness. All right, we're still doing this. The next one, I'm adding on. You're going to come back. You're going to open up that arm. Bring it back. Sit up straight. Out. Open up. Squeeze and back. All right, so you're sitting back. Open up your arms. Swing it back. Sitting up nice and tall. Keep going with those movements. I want you to sit back into that C curve. Looking good here, ladies. Oh my God. All righty. The last 2 on each side. Come on. And we're going C curve. Open up. Swing it back and up. 1 more. Open up. Swing it back. Coming up. All right. This is going to be tricky. All right. You're going to sit back. Keep those arms open. We're going to swing it back. Hold that position. Swing it back. Open up the chest. Come on. Stay with me. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sitting up nice and tall. Take a nice deep breath in here. We're not done with this sequence. I want you to fold the hands over each other. Sit back into that C curve. Hold that position now. Elbows tapping over to each side. You don't have to touch the floor. Just a side to side rotation here. Engage the deep core muscles. Come onto your heels if you need to. For 5 and 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll yourself all the way down. Oh my God. Oh, holy moly. All right. Now that our abs and core are engaged, it was part of your warm up, I must say. We are going to start, okay, with our next sequence now. And it is going to be a really great but challenging movement. And if you need to take a breather in between the sequence, please do. But the idea of Pilates is that your muscles are going through this intensity, all right? It's not a high intensity, jump in, raising the heart rate. It's more intensity on the muscular endurance. So if you can move past that pain, your muscles will actually see a lot of gains. Wow, that just rhymed. I didn't make that up, but but what I'm trying to say is when it starts to burn, if you can hold on and just try your best to move through the entire sequence without resting, that is when your muscles will start to progress and get better and leaner and stronger. And you know, whatever your goals are, if you can move through the intensity and that pain and that burn, that's where you start to see the progress, okay? So we start to move into that hip bridge position. You lie on your back. Feet are in line with the hips or slightly wider. Your toes are pointing away from the center of your body, not too far out, just slightly. Now from here, you should be able to feel your heels while you're in this lying position. Neck is long, and we're going to try our best as we're raising the hip. We're tucking that tailbone in and pushing away from the floor with our heels and the entire foot. Bringing it straight back down, vertebra by vertebra. So you don't want to go into those bridges with your backs arched, okay? I want you to tilt that pelvic bone and allow the muscles in your lower body to work the way they're supposed to. And take a deep breath in. Exhale on the way up. Nice, slow control movements. The slower you do these, the better they are, and the more you feel them challenging your core and your hip stability. Nice work. Think about the pelvic bones moving in unison here, all the way up and all the way down. Keep that tailbone tucked in. Nice work. We're gonna go for 6 more like this. Tucking that hip bone and bringing it straight back down. Tucking that hip bone. We've got 3 more to go. Nice work, ladies. Tuck that tailbone. Bring it down. Oh, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling that blood rush to the butt, right where my tailbone is. All right, on our next one, we raise up. I want you to hold that position. We're going to pulse for 10, 9, 8, hold it, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One normal hip bridge. Let's go all the way down and 2 pulses. Keep going. 1 normal hip bridge and up and 2 pulses. Holy crap. And 1 whole full hip bridge and 2 pulses. We're going to go for 3 more like this. Bringing it all the way down, squeezing up and pulse. Oh boy. And last 2 and pulse. Last 1 and pulse. All right, on our next one, bring it down, straight up, hold the hip now. I want you to think about keeping the pelvic bones, that 2 pelvic bones, in line throughout the entire time. This time, we add the knees coming up towards the chest. It's called the knee marches, all right? Keep the pelvic bone tucked in, all right? And your hip bones facing the ceiling without hip dropping, all right? Avoid the hips dropping, so keep that stability through the entire hip. We're bringing the knees up towards the chest. We're going to go for 5 more like this. And 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. Bring that knee up. Keep that right leg on the floor, right foot on the floor. You're going to raise the left leg, okay? All right, this is our next one. We drop, we bring it up. We drop, we bring it up. Not all the way down, just keep it in line with that hip. Drop all the way down. We're gonna go for 4 more. And 3. And 2. And 1. All right, hold at the top. This time, away from the center of our body. If you need your hands out to the side for a bit more stability, you can go ahead and do that. For 5. And 4. 3. 2. And 1. Let's drop the hip. Oh, the right bum is burning. Now, we move into our abs and our core. All right, so hands are by your side. You're going to drop that foot. All right, tap the heel, bring it straight back up. I want you to focus more on the transverse and the lower abs working here. Okay, you got that beautiful corset-like muscle underneath that main six-pack area. And I want you to think about that muscle and the lower abs working in unison to bring that leg up. Okay, focus in. 5 more. And 4. And 3. Try to keep that hip stable. And 2. And 1. All right. Hands come underneath the head. Remember what I said about keeping the head nice and heavy so you're not pulling on the neck muscles. You're working the upper abs. That's what I'd like you to do with that foot still hovering off the floor. What we're going to do now is we bring the knee up. We twist and keep the elbows high. We bring them together and drop and up and twist and down. Now, you want to intensify this. I want you not to drop the head all the way down. Let's keep the head hovering off the mat. So you've got that chin almost facing your knee as it comes up. We're going to go for 5 more like this. And 4. Keep the elbows wide. And 3. And 2. And 1. All right, I want you to bring your hands together, holding onto that shin. Okay, hold on to that left shin. Straighten out your right leg. We're going to alternate hugging the knees here. And hug. 1, 2. Drop. Hug. 1, 2. I want you to incorporate those muscles in your abs to work harder here. Keeping your head up and off that mat. We're going to go for 5 more. And 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. All right. I want you to drop that foot back onto the ground. All right. Knees are bent. What you're going to do now is you're going to bring your hands in front of that knee, that left knee. Pushing hard into that left knee And then just straightening that leg, bringing it straight back down. Pushing hard into that left knee. You're working the right side here a little bit harder. And 5. And 4. And 3. And 2. Pushing harder into that left leg. And 1. All right, what we're going to do now is bring that leg back to the floor, straighten that right leg. A little bit of a pulse here. We're going to go for 2 breaths. 1, 2, down. 1, 2, down. If this is harder, keeping the leg straight, bend it. We're going to go for 5 more like this. And 4. And 3. Oh my gosh. And 2. And 1. Nice work. Straighten that leg, bringing it over to your side. All right, we're still in this same sequence, part B. If you want to drop that leg to the floor, more than welcome to. But otherwise, I want you to bring your right foot to the front ball of your foot, in front of that leg, that left leg. Now we start to work with an adduction move. So it's bringing the knees or the hips to work the inside of your thighs, okay? Your shoulder position, elbows are directly underneath the shoulder, and you've got that long neck movement. You're not scratching in, okay? So keep that hip nice and tucked in and working your inner thighs. Hand placed right in front of your chest. Now we work that bottom leg. We're going to squeeze and lift that leg up. If this is too difficult, you're more than welcome to bend the knee and then just bringing the knee off the ground, all right? Whatever works for you here. We're adducting. We're going to go for 6 more like this. And 5. And 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. Let's hold that leg up. Oh my gosh. I don't know what I did here. We're going to go for some circles, okay? So 5. And 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. The opposite direction with those circles. 4, 5. And 4. You can do it. 3. And 2. And 1. Let's hold that leg. And we're going to pulse here for 10, 9, 8, 7. Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And rest. Oh my Lord. Okay. We're not done. You're just going to get a little breather here. I'm going to give you some time to catch your breath and rest your leg. Now we keep the legs on top of each other. Hips stacked, okay? With this one, you're more than welcome to lie on your side completely. So your head resting comfortably on your bicep. With this one, you're going to place your hands on your thigh, whatever works for you, or out in front of you. The idea is to bring both legs off the mat without any push from the upper body, rather squeezing your obliques and the abductors on the side of your thighs, okay? So watch as I perform my first rep. I'm coming up. If you want to feel this a little bit harder so you're not really using any arm movements, you can keep both one hand on your thigh. So you're squeezing and lifting. We're going to go for 6 more like this. You should feel your obliques working harder as you're lifting that leg, and the adductors working on that bottom leg as well. And 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Let's keep that leg up, all right? We're going to go for some scissors. We're going to keep the leg moving back and forward while keeping the hips stacked. So you're not going to be moving in the upper body. Just keep the upper body as stiff as possible as you move the legs forward and back. We're going to go for 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Let's pause here. I bring my top leg up. I bring it back down. The bottom one comes up to meet. I drop. I come up. I bring that bottom one up to meet. And I keep that bottom leg hovering off the floor. We're going to go for 5 more like this. Come on, you can do it. Raise the leg. Bring it down, not all the way. Join with the bottom one. And up. And down. Join that bottom one. We've got 3 more to go. And down. And join. And final 2. Come on, you can do it. I know you can do it. Squeeze and lift. And the last one here. And squeeze and lift. And we're going to pulse here for 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh my God. We're not done yet. Now we bring this leg back. We come back into that position onto our forearms. Now we bring that leg up in front of us. We're going to go for 5, and 4. I love you too. And 3, and 2, and 1. The hand comes over the head. We're going to reach down and knee to elbow. We're going to go for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Hold that position. We are going to bring it in and pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Holy macaroni. Sitting up into our mermaid position. Grab your right hand to your right shin. Stretching out your sides. Over to the other side. Oh my goodness. Well done. Now we just flip over and do it on the other side. I like saying that. I know, I'm crazy. But I know you love me and I love you too. Okay, so we start now. Oh my gosh. By the way, I love how Doreen posted earlier with her latte, with her almond milk. I have my latte here, I'm sorry. And I've got a soy latte and my bottle of water. And I try and have one of those and a coffee a day. So bringing us back to our hip bridges. So lying on your side, on your back. We're going to start with our normal hip bridges without the pulses, just to activate and engage the lower body again before we split. This time we'll raise the right leg and we'll work the left side, okay? So let's start with those hip bridges. Just check in if you can feel your heels. You got that perfect position between your arms and your feet. Now we start to raise the hips and going for 10 of these just to wake them up again. And 3 and 4, a little bit faster than we did in the start, but that's fine. Just following the same technique where you're tucking that tailbone in. And 4 to go. And 3 and 2 and 1. All right, we hold at the top. Now your pelvic bones, remember, you do not want your hip twisting or tilting as you're lifting your knee up towards your chest. So keep that rigidity in your trunk and keep the core nice and tight so you're not dropping that hip and losing tension through the spine, still working the lower body. We're going to go for 6 more like this. And 5 and 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, this time we are going to keep the right leg up, okay? Here, hold that position. We drop and pick it up. Nice work. You can keep the toes pointed. We're going to go for 5 more like this. And 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Hold that position. Adduction here, abduction. Bringing that away from that other knee. And 4, bum up, 3, 2, last 1. All right, let's drop that hip. Okay, our next one, we are going to work with our lower abs and our transverse, that beautiful corset-like muscle that's strapped around the trunk. So we're going to use that and the lower ab on your right side to drop that leg and bring it straight back up, okay? So nothing working in the upper body here, just those muscles in your lower back. It's actually a fascia, not a real muscle. It's at the lower back. Sometimes you feel that when you're raising both your legs. That's only assisting, but we're biased with the lower abs right now, okay? So squeeze and lift. And close in that gap between your ribs and your hip bones. So you're utilizing those muscles that I was mentioning in the start. Nice work. Making this a little bit harder, you can raise the head. Still digging that back deep into the mat. Nice work. And in our next one, we're going to hold that leg up. Hands interlace behind the head, making that head nice and heavy. We're going to drop the leg and we're twisting, bringing that knee up and straight back down. Try not to lock your head in. Open up the arms so that you can keep the elbows high, working the upper abs as well. We're going to go for 6 more like this. And 5. Breathing out as you're closing that gap between the hip and the rib as you bring that knee up. And 3. And 2. And 1 last one here. Holding that position. We bring our left hand in, hugging that knee. Double hug, swap. Double hug, swap. hug, hug. Over to the other side now. I want you to keep that head and your back, the shoulder blades off the mat if you can. You'll feel those abs working a little bit harder. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. All right. Let's hold that leg here. Remember that movement. You're going to bring the hand pressing into the thigh. You're going to straighten that leg, lifting up and dropping back down. Or you can bring the knee in. Whatever works for you here. Stay in here for 5 and 4. Oh my God. And 3 and 2. Pushing into that thigh. And 1. Bring that foot back down. Straighten that leg. We're coming for some pulses for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh my Lord. Oh. All right. Let's flip over onto our side. This time we're on our right forearm. Again, shoulder stack to save your shoulder blades and you're not hurting your shoulder blade. I'm still keeping that foot hovering off the floor because I'm going to work my inner thighs. I'm coming onto the ball of my foot. All right. That leg, we're going to go for some adductions coming up. And I'm going to try my best to work the inner thighs more than any other part of my lower body. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to hold at the top. 5 circles each way for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Opposite direction for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to pulse here for 10, 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, I lie completely on my side. I bring those 2 legs together. We work the obliques now, ladies. All right, I don't want you leaning back. Let's try to keep those hips stacked. Okay, nice and tight in the lower belly as well. Now we bring our hips, my feet off the floor. And this time you're squeezing the obliques. You'll find that one side is easier than the other side. I find that this side's harder. Bringing my feet off the floor. And we're going to go for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. I hold here. Caesar-like movements, okay? Swinging forward, swinging back. And 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it here. All right, we're going to pause for 10, 9, 8, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lord help me. Whew, we aren't done. Hold that position with the legs off the floor. We raise the left leg. We bring it down halfway. We bring the right to meet, and then they lower together. Raise the right. Bring it down. Meet with the left. Drop together halfway there. Up. Halfway drop. Meet. Oh my goodness. You can do it. And down. And meet in the middle. And drop. 3 more. And down. And lift. And back. Last 2 here, ladies. Ooh, I rushed that one. Up. Halfway. Meet. And down. Oh my goodness. Can we pulse here again for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Bring that foot back. Coming onto our forearm. Tension still in the inner thighs. If you want, you can rest. If you don't, let's keep that tension. Now, we're going to go for 5 adductions actually. 4, oh my gosh, 3, and 2, and 1. I bring my hand up. Knee to the elbow, straight and back out. Knee to that elbow, straight and back out. I know, I'm so sorry. And 5, and 4, and 3, and 2. The sweat is real. And 1. We pulse here. 3, 2, and done. Oh my God. Bringing it back into that mermaid stretch. How are you guys feeling? Oh my goodness. Right hand down. Stretch out the left side. That is one of the most underrated stretches out there. That mermaid stretch is so good. All right, lovely. Our next one. Oh my goodness. That was fast. We are in to we've got 26 minutes in right now into this workout. We've got two more sequences. One on our hands and our knees in that quadruped position. Let me just have a quick check of this. Oh my goodness. My inner thighs are burning. Oh, my inner thighs are burning right now. They're so sore. All right. So I will try and face you each time I'm working my right or my left. So if I'm working my right side, I'm going to have my head over the other side so you can see how I move through my left. This time we are starting. Ooh, this is going to be good. All right. Bring hand forward. Lovely. Okay. Our quadruped position. So right after that one, we would have come into our mermaid and then straight into our hands and knees position. I like to call this the bear position. It's a lot easier for people to understand rather than saying quadruped. So quadruped basically means 4 points of contact with the mat, which is your knee, your two knees and your two hands directly underneath your shoulders. So with this position, this is one of the safest ways to work your abs and your core. You've got your knees right underneath your hips for a lot more stability. You're pulling that pelvic bone again towards your sternum. So keeping that core nice and tight and your tailbone tucked in. Now with this first one, we're going to start with regular leg extensions, or also known as donkey kicks. And with this one, try to avoid twisting your hips, okay? So keeping both those bones facing the floor as you're extending the leg and keeping the core nice and tight. We're going to go for 4 more like this. And 3. And 2. And 1. All right. Now, we're going to bring that leg out towards the side. So instead of going straight up, we've activated the glutes there. We're going to go with our toe leading the way out towards the side. Okay? So rather than toe, let's go with a heel kick. Okay? I want you to allow your heel. It's not a direct leg extension. It's almost about 45 degrees from your hip. Okay? Out to the side. Let's go. Keeping that tailbone nice and tucked in, core engaged. We're going to go for 5 more like this. Heel out to the side. 4, 3, and 2, and 1. All right. This time, we bring our knee, our cuff to our knee, and then we kick straight back out. Knee, straight back out. Knee to the cuff, and kick. And I want you to keep that rotation. So it's an internal rotation with that leg. So it's coming down towards the hip, but across to the other side. We're going to go for 6 more like this. And 5. And 4. And 3. Bring it in. And 2. And 1. You're going to pulse here for 10. And 9. Heels taking the lead. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in, and we're going to pulse here for 10. I was going to say 5. Make it easy. No. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it up over to the side. We're going to go for some rainbows. Real quick rainbows. Over to the side. Over to the side, and then straight up back to that position. Over to the side. So your foot is making that rainbow, and you're not resting on the right side. Only the left taps the floor. Over to the side. We go for 5 more. And 4. Resist that rotation of the hip. And 3. And 2. And 1. Okay. Keeping that leg up. We're coming down into our forearm position. That knee drives up towards the elbow and then kicks back to that position. The heel now is flexed. I bring my knee to my elbow. I kick my heel out. Bring my knee to the elbow. I kick my heel out. Come on, you can do this. A little bit of the squeeze here with the core. Kicking out. We've got 5 more to go. Heel out. And 3. And 2. And 1. Hold at the top there. Your heel is going to make small circles for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Opposite direction for 5. Make that circle. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh my goodness. Giving your booty a little bit of a tap there into that child's pose. Nice work. We do the same on the left side. All right, turning around. I turn, you just work the other side like you were earlier. You don't have to turn. Just a reminder, any position of the hands, if you feel your wrists are hurting a little bit, get your knuckles on the floor, and remember your weight isn't thrown onto the front. You've got that core, that strong core, nice and engaged there. That's taking on 50% of your body weight. So you've got 50 down towards the bottom, 50 up onto the top, but still contracting your core. So if that's you, onto your knuckles you go, okay? Otherwise, get onto your forearms and you can still do the same thing. Let's start with our regular donkey kicks. Again, tailbone tucked in. You got that core nice and engaged. Hip bones face the floor, even with the extension. And exhale. And inhale. Nice work. Going for 6 more like this. And 5. And 4. You got this. And 3. And 2, and 1. All right, this time you come in, you kick out about 45 degrees from your hip. Okay, in and kicking out. Again, if this works better with you off your forearms, go ahead and do that, or on your knuckles. That's absolutely fine. Nice work here, ladies. And keep going. And 5, and 4, out to the side, and 3, and 2, and 1, kicking out. Now we bring that internal rotation. We kick back straight out. Knee to the calf, kick back straight out. So what this is working is almost like a courtesy lunge without that added stress on the knee. You're bringing that knee down and across, internally working the muscles there. 5 more. 4 more. Keep going. And 3. Lift that leg out to the side. And 2. And 1. We hold at the top here. We pulse for 10. 9. You can do it. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. We pulse here for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. This time straighten out the leg. We make those rainbows over to the side. Tap and up. Hovering off the floor on the left side. Going for 10 of these. We got 7 to go. And 5. And 4. And 3. 2. And 1. All right, onto your forearm. Bring that leg back. This time, the knee comes to the elbow. We kick the heel out. The knee comes to the elbow. We kick the knee out. The entire time, I want you to keep your knee high. Okay? Kicking the heel. The knee stays high as it comes down towards that elbow. We've got 7 more to go, ladies. Heel is flexed. So not the toe. I want the heel. So that bottom foot should be nice and flat. And 4. And 3. And 2. You know what's coming? Last one. Let's pull it in and out. Heel with those circles for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Opposite direction for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We pulse it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh my goodness. Tap that booty. One final one to go, my ladies. One final one to go. We are right on time. 36 minutes in. We've got our prone position. Oh my goodness. Lovely. I love that we started before 10 o'clock because that would have been hell starting at 10. Okay, so we're in our prone lying position. We're going to lie on our stomach completely flat. And again, I mentioned this in my fundamental video. You've got that triangle, and I want that triangle in contact with the mat at all times. So you're not arching through the spine. You're actually keeping that tailbone tucked in throughout the entire movement. So you're not hurting your lower back. Okay, so I like to place my towel underneath my forehead. With this one, you've got your hands interlocked underneath your head, your forehead. And we're going to start with our leg raises. Then we move into hands. Ooh, this looks spicy. All right, nice. I write these things, I test it out, and I forget a week later. Okay, let's go. You've got that, I hope you can hear me, I got the mic on. You've got that triangle resting on top of the mat, tailbone tucked in. Now from here, you're going to raise your feet off the mat and then bring it straight back down. I want you to point your fingers and point your toes, and you've got your feet pointing away from your hip. So you've got that nice little stretch in the legs, lengthening the muscles in your leg. Lift, if you've got a cramp like me, then you can flex your heel instead. But otherwise, raising that leg, those legs off the mat. We're going to go for 5 more like this. And 3. And 2. I love when you've got your abs engaged and you can just feel your glutes working harder here and your thoracic. All right, last one. This time, head comes off the mat. You've got your hands extended out towards the front of your head. To understand if you're doing this right, you should feel like the muscles below your armpits are going to work a little bit harder, okay? So hold this position, dropping straight back down. Lifting both at the same time. Remember what I said, tuck your tailbone in so you're not arching through the lower back. You're working the thoracic, mid-back, and your glutes and hammies. Fantastic work. Coming up, squeeze in the back muscles, the mid-back, not the lower back. You're doing this right. The glutes are on fire and the arms are working really hard here. Nice work. Deep breath in and exhale. Now we hold this position. I am going to go with a shoulder blade squeeze plus a heel raise to my bum. I bring it straight back out. I point, I bring it down to the floor. Watch again. Coming up, I flex my heel. I squeeze together towards my bum, both my elbows and my heels, and then I extend them straight back down. Let's go for 6 more like this. Hand up and squeeze and up to the side, to the front. Nice work. And up. I squeeze and straight back down. Lovely. If you can, hover off the floor for these next 3. And down. And up. Exhale. And down. And up. Exhale on our last one, which is our next one. We're going to squeeze in. The heels come together. And you're going to lift the feet as high as they can go. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands out. Reach in for the back, for the feet. Bring them back in. Keep those heels up. Reach in. Now we work the upper body. If your lower back starts to hurt, feel comfortable to keep your feet on the mat. Otherwise, let's push the heels into each other as we're reaching back. Nice work. 3 more like this. And 2. And 1. Let's hold that position about 90 at the shoulders. We're going to pulse the shoulders for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We drop it down together. Oh my goodness. That is it for our full body Pilates flow. Coming into that lovely stretch now, ladies. I love that you did that with me. Our first one together. And I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Let's get into that cobra pose. If you can, keep the hip on the floor. If you want, you can keep that forearm. If you are pregnant, avoid your stomach on the floor. However, you can get straight into this lovely child's pose. All right, let's sit our bum back. Our hands outstretched here. And I want you to breathe into those muscles. Lovely finish today. Whew. Now, as you get through the workouts, I'm going to be progressing these flows to incorporate a bit of the push-ups into our regular Pilates flow. So push-ups work in there. And you can also let me know if the push-up variations are too hard. We'll go with the commando variation instead, or the hand drop. So arms outstretched, bring them both to the right side. Hands all the way to the right, stretching out your left side. Well done. Bring them both to the left. And pushing out your right side. Amazing work today, ladies. Just remember, this is shorter than an hour, and it's all about you. It's hard to think of yourself, especially when you have kids, but you have your work commitments and lots happening in your life. But you need to take out time for yourself, whether it's a workout, a smoothie, a salad, a lovely lunch, dinner, whatever it is. That's your form of love. You do it. Now, into our thoracic stretch, you're going to bring that left hand up towards the ceiling and threading that needle. Bring the arm over to the side. If you can rest all the way, that's awesome. And just feeling that stretch in the mid-thoracic of your spine. Bring it back in. Alternate over to the other side. Right hand reaching up to the ceiling. Threading that needle, coming down and under. Looking towards the left. Nice deep stretch there. Coming up, I want you to face your fingers towards the knees and your wrists are facing away from you. You're going to sit back only until you feel that really good stretch, not all the way down, and just leaning back. These Pilates mat flows will actually we'll go through all these movements, and you'll find that muscular imbalance is something that we might face, and when we don't even realize it. But you'll find that the more dominant side is always stronger than the non-dominant side, and we want to make sure that that's not an issue and balance the muscle strength on both sides. Wonderful. All right, just the other way. No weight on the hands, and then slowly sitting back, feeling that lovely stretch in the wrists. Now, if you can, fold your left leg underneath your hip and straighten out your right leg. Try to keep the hips square for this one. If you can, drop your head onto your mat and feeling that stretch in the hamstrings and your glutes. The further away you put your heels from your center of your body, the more you start to feel your hamstrings. And over to the other side. Bringing the right leg in and the left leg out. Staying there for a nice deep stretch. We'll have one specific day each week focusing more on your stretches, and this is one where we can just get a few stretches here and there, but also you can save some time later for bed to wind down. That way you stretch them out a little bit more. If you can, keep your hands in that plank position. Now pushing your hips back and really sitting into those sit bones. I want you to alternate dropping the heel to the floor, feeling the calf stretch as well as the hamstrings. So keeping the hips high, bending the knees, and feeling that really good stretch in your heels. I find that my right is a little bit more flexible. I find a bit more mobility around the right side. Only makes sense because I'm right hand dominant, but that's something that we all need to work on, making sure we're equal. All right, bringing us back to our mat. Nice, comfortable stance here. Hands up over the head, and we're done. Lovely. Oh my God. I am so proud of you. Thank you for doing that with me. And again, this is 1 hour of your day, and you're only doing this 3 days a week. That's 3 hours out of your entire week. And I am so grateful that you get to spend that with me. Have an awesome day, ladies.